Okay, so we're going to have a look at some T-junctions now. So we're going to come up to the end of the road where we're going to do some left turns, we're going to do some right turns. But again, going back to what we've done previously on the junctions, the left and right turn, it's again that approach of mirror, signal, position, speed, and looking. So really sort of getting into these basic areas of getting that routine in. So again, same as before, early mirror checks. We're going to go for this left turning first of all. So again, we know it's going to be the interior mirror and the left door mirror, and again, that's got to be done early. Now we can start thinking about our signalling and then our speed as well, making sure that positioning is keeping a metre from the curb all the way to the junction, and then dealing with the giveaway junction at the end. So keep your positioning, start slowing down. Again, because it's a giveaway junction, we're now thinking about bringing that speed limit maybe down slower. So again, down to 10 mile an hour if we can see clearly, down to a walking pace, up to a stop if we can't see. Now again, with giveaway junctions, T-junctions, we've got two types of junctions. We've got open junctions and closed junctions, and it's all down to the visibility. So if we can see in advance of the giveaway point, so let's say 3 car lengths plus before the giveaway point, if we can see back here, left and right, we're now classing this as an open junction. We can make that decision at that stage. So what we would have done at that point is we've slowed down, we're down to second gear on this approach, we're off the clutch again, we're going to come up to in gear 2. At this stage we can make a decision if it's clear, if we're good to go, we can keep the car moving onto the road and then out and away. If the view's restricted, so let's increase them houses there, we've now got a closed junction. Obviously the view back here, 3-4 car lengths back, we can't see enough. Down to about 2 car lengths back, again the visibility is getting better but not enough, and what we need to be able to do is be able to see clearly all the way up this road on both sides to make that decision. So you've got to remember that traffic on that road could be doing 30-40 mile an hour, so you need good visibility from the left and the right to make that decision to be able to drive out. Bearing in mind you could be down to 5-10 mile an hour on the approach to this junction. So you've got to have time to be able to come across that giveaway point, get onto the new road and build your speed up without affecting that traffic that could be coming from either side. So let's have a look at that approach again. So we've gone through the mirror signal manoeuvre routine. So let's treat this first junction as a closed junction. All right, so we've got no visibility on approach, or less visibility on approach, until we get close to the giveaway point. So with our speed, we're going to start bringing that speed limit down. We're onto the brake early, gradually, like before on the left and right turnings. We're going to put the clutch down around about 20 mile an hour. But again, that could be as early as, if you've got the road markings coming up to it. So you're looking at about that distance, possibly around about 20-30 metres away from the junction. So the clutch is going down. Now again, we've decided it's a closed junction, so we're still braking at this point, and we're going to get down to a walking pace. Now we're going to go straight to first gear, but we want to do the first gear. Two things. One, if we're turning left, we're going to do we need to get that first gear done before we start turning. So we're looking at where the curb starts to bend round, so we need that first gear done at that stage, so then we can roll up to the junction and turn. The second thing, which is highly important, and this again is something that learner drivers tend to do, they tend to jump on the gear when you're going too fast. So we're looking at a very slow speed at that point. So we're using the brake from 20 to 15 to 10, getting underneath 10 mile an hour, and I like to use a walking speed. So you're looking at 3, 4, 5 mile an hour for first gear. So we're going extremely slow at that point to drop it into first gear, and then just let the car roll on. So the brakes might be easing off the brake to let the car roll, and then you might be braking again gently, so you're feathering the brake to slow it down up to that giveaway point. So the slower you're travelling to get into first gear, the better. As you're getting closer to that giveaway point now, so again, we're just going to add them couple of buildings there, your visibility is now starting to improve. So you may at this stage be able to make a decision that it's safe to go. If your view's still restricted, we're going to now get to the giveaway point and bring the car to a complete stop. But we're now actually prepared. Again, going back to the steering. So again, we've got to make sure, as we did on that left turning, we're watching that curb, we're bringing the curb across to that corner of the windscreen, can see the curb, we're going to start turning with the curb, we're going to follow that bend in. So again, if we have to stop, we're going to be bringing the car on an angle and stopping the car on that position. We don't want to be stopping with the car completely dead straight, because as we do, we're then going to swing wide and out into the road. So let's start turning with the curb and follow it into that corner. Once we've made that decision, it's safe, Again, we've got to think about the distance from that traffic. Again, if we've got time, we're going to move the car out into the road and then we can pick up speed. And again, use that routine of, would I have time to walk across the road? If you could walk it, you can drive it. So again, I can walk it, so we're going to move out, build up speed through your gears, through your speed limits, up to the speed of the road or the safe speed of the road. If we was going to do a right turn, so I'm just going to quickly change that picture for us. So we're going to go for the right turn, open. Right, so again, the difference here, position's just changing. So we're going to bring the car to the centre line again, just to the left of centre. The approach is all the same. Again, if we're thinking about if it's a closed junction, we're adding them buildings there. Again, as we did before, walking speed, 2 or 3 car lengths before the junction, into first gear. 3-4 mile an hour, crawl up to it, let the car roll on, and same again, we're now gaining that view on both sides. And even on that left turning, again, just to clarify one thing I did forget to mention, as you're turning left, make sure you're checking that left side of the road as well as we're turning in. But again, with this time on the right turning, we've got to think about giving way to both sets of traffic. Again, as we're getting up to the give way point, would I have time to walk it? I've only got to cross that traffic, so I don't need as much space this time. We've got to cross the road and out of their way. So again, I don't need as much space anymore, but on the left side I do. That traffic's travelling at speed. I've got to come out, be able to come around, build up speed before they catch me. Steering point at this point, because obviously we haven't got a curb to follow. So what we're now doing is keeping the car a lot straighter. But the moment the front wheels are sort of like starting to cross that give way point, that's where we're going to start turning. And you're probably going to need, depending on the width of the road, half a turn, 3/4 of a turn, maybe a full turn to come round into that left side lane. So again, it's about feeling that steering round. If you feel like as we're turning the wheel, it's going to come out too far over to the right, ease off the steering. If you feel like you're going to start getting close to the curb on the opposite side, increase that steering. But again, we're just going to follow that bend round into the left side lane, and then again, we can now start picking up speed again. Okay, so we'll go and have a look at these couple of left and right turnings. Okay, so we're going to come to the end of the road where we're going to be doing a left turning. Alright, so I'm going to start checking my mirrors and start indicating left. I'm starting to brake already. Look at the markings. Clutch goes down at this point. I'm going to get down to walking speed, which is about 5 mile an hour, 4 mile an hour, first gear now. I'm at to the point where I'm at the turning point, so I'm going to follow the bend in. The view's starting to get better and better. But I'm just going to bring the car to a stop for a moment there. So while I'm at the give way point, the give way line is just underneath the wing mirror at this stage, so I've got good view left and right as well, but my front end's not stuck out on the road. I can still see the curb in this corner. Right, I'm assessing it, now it's looking clear. Going back to the bite point, creeping the car out of the junction and moving on up to the next give way point. This next give way junction I'm going to turn right, another closed junction. So again, I'm checking the mirrors, I'm signalling, again I'm slowing down. At this stage I'm already in second gear time, but again the view's restricted, so I'm going to put the clutch back down to 3-4 mile an hour. Gear 1, I'm keeping the car just close to the centre line, keeping it straight. The view's starting to improve now, but again I'm just going to get to the point where I would stop. So again, I can see the give way line, it's just at the bottom of my wing mirrors at the moment. Left and right view is good, it's clear, I can move. Just going to do an extra steering with a part of van there. So I'm up to a turn on the steering. And then as I check my mirrors, speed up. Okay, so the next junction I'm going to be turning left. So again, as I come through the bend, I'm just going to slow it down for the bend, but again I'm going to now check in and signalling down to second gear, because I know this junction is going to open up and my visibility is getting better and better, so I can see now and I'm well beyond the junction, so I can turn with the curb, still looking clear. I can move out the junction. I'm doing just about 10 mile an hour on that approach there.